So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the most major cryptocurrency. It's the cryptocurrency that most people have heard of. What you do is you buy some Bitcoin, or you use it to buy alternative coins. But you can do both, to be honest. You can buy some and you can use some of it to buy alternative coins, and whilst keeping some still invested in Bitcoin. The current value as of May 2017 is $2,000 a Bitcoin. But you only need to buy a small percentage of Bitcoin to trade, okay? You don't need to buy a full Bitcoin. You know, on Poloniex, you need to have a full Ethereum to be able to trade with Ethereum. But for Bitcoin, you need only a percentage of it. Whether it's 0.001% or 0. Whatever. All you need is a bit of Bitcoin to be able to trade. So if you just wanted $10 just to play about with on the exchange, then you just go to the wallet, you deposit $10, turn that into Bitcoin, you transfer it from the wallet into the exchange, and you can just use that $10. And the value of Bitcoin changes in real time. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency like any other. Okay, so whilst it's waiting in your wallet, it will be either increasing in value or dropping in value. At the moment, it's $2,000. A few months ago, it was less than $1,000. So it's really gone up in literally the last couple of months. So whilst you are playing about, if you basically take a bit of that Bitcoin and put it in the exchange so that you can buy and sell, and you keep a bit in the wallet, it will get more valuable over time, or it could, in fact, decrease in value over time. All depends really on what's happening with Bitcoin. But that is what Bitcoin is. It's a major cryptocurrency. It's the #1 cryptocurrency. You can buy it to basically invest in and hope that it gains, and or you can use it to buy alternative coins. The current value is $2,000, but you only need a small percentage of Bitcoin to trade. You don't need to buy a full Bitcoin at $2,000 to trade. And the value of it goes up and down in real time. But should you invest in Bitcoin as opposed to one of the alternative coins I've already shown you? In Bitcoin, you make relatively smaller gains. Okay, so at the moment, it is $2,000 a Bitcoin. If you bought a Bitcoin for $2,000, if all of a sudden it went up by 3 times, you will have $6,000. But it has taken about 10 years for it to get up to $2,000. So to get up to $6,000 for one Bitcoin will probably take a few years. So you'll make smaller gains. You'll make incremental gains, but much smaller gains over time. Whereas if you bought something very small in value, like 0.00005, and you put $1,000 into that, and all of a sudden it was worth 5 cents, then you would make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, so the gains are more likely in the smaller, minor alternative coins. There's less volatility. Okay, so there'll be small gains, small losses. Okay, but it won't be so extreme. You won't all of a sudden be broke after a day of trading because the gains or losses are so small. And you won't necessarily be rich after buying a Bitcoin unless you buy hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins, which require a lot of money. The lack of volatility means you won't make either massive gains or big losses. But the long-term value is high. Okay, so if you had bought Bitcoin about 6 months ago, then all of a sudden you would have a very, very valuable coin there. So if you bought one Bitcoin at $700, now it's worth $2,000. So basically the long-term value is high. And if you compare the rise of Bitcoin value to the average rise in an average stock on the stock market, you'll probably make more with one Bitcoin. However, it's nowhere near as high as what you could get with one of the smaller coins. It's easier to spot the falls. Okay, so if you are seeing days of loss after loss after loss after loss, then you know, okay, It's on a downer. Let's put some of that money into an alternative coin or into Ethereum or Litecoin. But let's get it out of Bitcoin. Okay, so you can spot falls much easier. Okay, with the alternative coins, you could literally go to sleep one night and it's plus 100 based on last 24 hours. You wake up in the morning, it could be minus 100 points from the previous 24 hours. It can happen just like that overnight. And it's happened to me when I have been cryptocurrency trading. Okay, it just happens because it's unreliable, it's unpredictable, and it's extremely volatile. But with Bitcoin, there's much less chance of you making a massive loss because you can all of a sudden just change and not notice too much of a loss. But in my opinion, Bitcoin is better for buying altcoins. Okay, it's much better for buying altcoins.